What's going on? Today we're doing a little wick and tutorial and a little review of the Recurve Dual RDA by Mike Vapes. I'm not really going to be going over the packaging or anything like that, but I will go over just a quick build and wick tutorial to kind of show you how to have it at its best performance per se, and then I'll might throw up another video of the Grim kit here. I've been rocking that for about a week now, really enjoying it. So let's see if I can get some good visual here. If you can see, kind of right about where the airflows are, that's where I have my coil placement at. Now you want them fairly close to the airflow, so that way the airflow can come through. I don't know, well, you'll be able to see it. Basically, the airflow comes through and it hits the coil as the airflow is coming through. Even though the airflows, it kind of goes down and hits and goes back up, hit your coil, you can get really good flavor, all depending upon coil placement. Now, what I found that works best is if you have like a little coily tool, something kind of like this, super nifty to have. I believe this came, I wasn't sure if it was, I think it was actually with the Recurve Dual that it came with, but I can't remember exactly. But it's super crafty, has like a 4mm step and then 1mm per each, whatever it is you need. And right at about 7mm hits the airflow just about perfectly. The cotton I will be using, so just so I'll go over everything. These are Wotofo Aliens I have in here, rating at about a 0.18. They're the 0.3 single, so then you two together, cuts the resistance in half. And the cotton that I will be using is also from Wotofo. It's their X Fiber cotton. Works wonders. I've really been enjoying using this cotton lately. And I've done this in other reviews. So there's the little shoelace plastic part. Take that off and just pre-thin it out. Just kind of helps with installing the wick. That way you don't, and if there's any like excess buildup, it can get in there and kind of funk up your coils a little bit while you're installing the cotton. I actually will take a single finger, like my thumb, I'll place it up against the cotton when I'm wicking it, just so that way I can actually hold the cotton in the coil into place and it doesn't get super jostled around, which is really nice. You have to excuse some of the quality on here. I'm not exactly what you call a professional. I don't exactly have the best setup, so you will have to forgive me on that. And you get really lucky, you can use, shit, I dropped my scissors. Just one strip of cotton. Sometimes you can use two, depending upon how big your coils are. Take it, just give it a little bit of a trim up. And I'll kind of show you kind of everything after I'm all done with it, because I'm kind of anal when it comes to some things. I like to have like my cotton equal length on both sides. Probably only about that amount of cotton. You can see it kind of sticking out there. It should be just the perfect amount. Then take your cotton, you take your tweezers, and you just kind of pinch it at the end, and you just stick it on down in there. You don't need to overflow it with cotton, because that actually won't help it. saturate with juice. You squonk it. A lot of people think you just have to stuff as much cotton in there as possible, but more cotton means more juice, means your cotton's going to get wrecked quicker. Also, depending upon what kind of juice you use. You take your tweezers and I just kind of fine tune it so the cotton kind of, see if you can see that up in there. The cotton kind of sits well into the wick holes, but that way you still have like a really nice clean center. I'm trying to hide the camera from my face so it'll focus more. Nice clean open area for the center for the airflow, which is what it is you want. And look at that, I was only able to use one string of cotton because I'm paranoid about how much cotton that I use. So I can put this one back. I really do like these, you know, there's like 30 pieces of cotton per little box, you know, 3mm diameter, so they're perfect for, you know, like 75% of all coils that you know, the pre-made coils that you buy, which is really nice. And then the juice that I've been using it in this mod, not so much the Sardier, is called, it's The Devil Inside by the Director's Cut. Been really digging this juice. It's like a watermelon, mixed berry, green apple. Been kind of on a little bit of an apple kick, trying to find a really good green apple flavor. And I'll crank it up to like 55 watts, so that way we can drip. Just kind of get some juice in there, and then you can just kind of pulse it a couple times. And what that actually does is it'll pull juice into the coil, like into the, so like this is your coil, you heat it up and it'll pull juice into the cotton, into the, you know, that's actually within the coil, and that way, you know, the juice will last a little bit longer. Like, you know, you don't have to, it helps juice flow into the center of the coil more, which is what it is. That's really nice for squonking. And because there's way too much fucking juice in this right now, it's going to kind of burn up some of it. Turn it up to about 70 watts and then just kind of make sure everything's burning evenly. Check to see if, because sometimes you can wick it and there'll be a hot spot, so I just double check that. Anyways, should be plenty of juice in there, so I shouldn't have to worry about adding any more to the squonk bottle, but I'll top it off anyways. Yeah, I've been using the topside duals a lot, like crazy, but I've also really been enjoying the topside single more. Really looking forward to probably picking up that topside SQ. That it's a topside like this, so it's made by Dovpo, Signature Chips, and Brian from the Vapor Chronicles. So it's like a mashup of like 3 different companies to make a really good topside mechanical mod, basically. Because Signature Chips makes really good mechanical mods. I wish I owned one. Like really good mechanical squonkers. And then, you know, Dovpo with the whole, you know, and the Vapor Chronicles and all, they have the top side, so basically you fill it from the top in a big 10 ml juice capacity bottle. Make sure your airflow is all the way open. So what I really like about the dual compared to the single is that the airflow is a lot more wide open. I don't care for the single recurve. Top can be a little difficult to get on sometimes, but that's just the way some RDAs are. So you can have it all the way closed. And you turn it and it just opens all those airflows. You can kind of see them. And then in the background, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, those are all the way open. Oh, now it's all the way open. It's still fairly restrictive, but not as restrictive as the original. And for being a dual coil RDA, but it's actually fairly a condensed chamber in there, you get really decent airflow, or like really decent flavor, slightly restrictive airflow, which I think is like a good mix in an RDA. You know, granted, I mean, I still really like things like the Unicorn RDA. This little bad boy, I'll do a review on this thing here eventually. There's lots of wide open airflow. Whereas, even though this still only has, you know, the 6 honeycomb airflows, I don't know if you can, oh, well, you can see that. The 6 airflow holes, but they are bigger than the original, which makes it, you know, a little more less restrictive, but it's still restrictive to where you get good flavor. And one thing I really see, when I first got this RDA, I didn't care for it, like, at all. I was like, nope, because I was still learning how to do like RDAs and RTAs and all that shit. And one of the nice things is you don't have to actually squonk a whole lot. You just give it a nice little boop, and the juice gets right up to the cotton, right up to the coils, and saturates everything. You don't have to sit there, you know, squeeze it super hard, because despite it, you know, because the airflow is right up, you know, is as high as it is, the juice flow goes right up to about where the coils are, and then just let it go. And it'll suck back down. And it just saturates those coils, and it, you know, one squonk about every 4 or 5 hits, and you're good to go. And the more I've been using it, the more I've been enjoying it. I have way too many setups right now, so it's kind of nice to just have a couple different setups, you know, condense what it is I like, instead of having 50 setups and having no fucking clue which one it is I want to use for the day. So I hope you have enjoyed this little review of the Recurve Dual by Mike Vapes. I have a nice little magic drip tip. This is not the one that comes with it. There's, I think it was, there's like a black one and then a clear one that it came with, I believe. Maybe a red one. I don't remember. This drip tip is actually from the Dead Rabbit RTA that I no longer use because I don't care for it. But it matches really well with this mod and pretty much any other RDA that I use on it. So that's why I'm using it. Yeah, box comes with, you know, extra post screws, non-squonk pin. I like to use this in squonky mode, not dripping mode. More and more, I like to drip on my mechs, but otherwise, most RDAs I prefer to squonk on. So there you have it, the Mike Vapes Dual Recurve RDA. Until next time, peace out.